Yeah, my work is a series of collages that look at 70s and 80s pornographic production. There are satellites of concerns within that, but it falls under a sort of umbrella of where I create my own institution called the Museum of Creep. So I kind of try to remove an individual author, that's me, so I create this kind of hubris condition so I can create a whole lot of eclectic works. And the reason for doing, say, pornography, that sort of soft porn from the 70s or the 80s, the Playboy, the generic kind of hard copy, was this kind of analog world that I was embedded in when I was a 17-year-old. And of course when we talk about pornography, we're forced to reflect on the internet and all the production values around the consumers producing for that content. So I want to go back in time and intersect with that kind of a time machine of my own methodology, and intersect with that thing that was me, that was a kind of an awakening, a 17 and 18-year-old guy who was trying to find his way in a sexual world, didn't know where do I go, what do I do, so I cut back into that schema and represent the results. And on that journey of doing that, I make a few discoveries about something about the obscene versus the obscure, two words that sit very close to each other in the dictionary. So I play with those ideas. I make strip collages so that the idea of the cutting becomes significant to the idea of the undressing of the model. There's a kind of mythology aspect within the Museum of Creep as well, so that whilst the museum seems to be an arbiter and a producer of concepts and cultural norms, the collagist rips those apart and tends to look at a kind of an elevation of the subject while through the process of cutting becomes anonymous.